Hello! And welcome back to the series in which I go over how much money it would cost to buy every single minifigure found in LEGO Fortnite in their respective sets. In the last video, we primarily went over the Marvel series, in which we ended with a total of $8,752.21. Now you may be thinking to yourself, holy sh**, that's a lot of money. And rest assured, it gets worse. Initially, I wanted to do the DC series after Marvel, but that came with complications. So today, we'll be going over the Star Wars line, first created in 1999, but luckily we don't have to go that far for a majority of these sets. Before we get started, however, there are a few updates I need to mention in regards to the previous video. First off, being shown in the original video, there does now exist a Spider-Verse set. Spider-Verse, Miles Morales vs. The Spot, priced at $50. Here we see the name brand tax come into play, as this thing should not be $50. This set should have been like $20 at least. However, considering that the minifigures and the skins come from the same film series, we have no choice but to add it on to the pile. This next one won't impact the total whatsoever, I just think it's funny to bring up. Spider-Man vs. Venom Muscle Car, a set released alongside the Spider-Verse set in 2025, introduces a character thought previously to be the sole minifig of that respective character, that being a new Spider-Woman variant. This Spider-Woman is Venomized, so even though she won't replace the current Spider-Woman we have whatsoever, it's just funny that this was released after I had finished my previous video. One more update in regards to the previous video is a little serious, as I have something to admit. I've been holding back on you. See, Shaq actually has 2 skins, and equally has 2 minifigs. I had originally decided not to mention it, as the set it hails from is quite pricey, but since Fortnite has added a 3rd Shaq skin, I think it's time to bring it out to light. This is the Ultimate NBA Arena, priced at a staggering $443.80. This set comes with plenty of NBA All-Stars, including the late and ever so great Kobe Bryant. This is the set where we can also find the 2nd Shaq minifig. And considering these two are the only Shaq minifigs, any new Shaq skins they decide to add in Fortnite will be unavailable to purchase in real life. Sorry, Santa Shaq. As of the time of writing, there's been no new collaborations that impact the original list. However, introduced in Chapter 6 Season 1, we now have Baymax. I will be talking about the Disney skins alongside the respective minifigs later in this video, so we'll just put a pin in that. With that out of the way, now we can really get into the meat and potatoes of this video. Considering that the first Star Wars collab were skins from the Force Awakens film, I think it would be a good starting point. First up, we have the Pisana Speeder Chase set, selling for $44.39, in which we could find Rey. Quick pivot, but I think it's funny that we also find an Imperial Trooper fig in this set, as even though an Imperial Trooper skin exists in Fortnite, it's never actually been playable, only being seen during the yearly Star Wars events. Next up, we have the Sith TIE Fighter set, going for $57.92, in which we can find Finn. Alright, it's a little bit of a slow rollout, but stick with me now, it gets more active. Next up, we have the Sith Troopers Battle Pack, selling for $19.91, in which we can find... Oh, come on, another set with only one minifig? I suppose the upside is that we're actually saving money by going for these smaller sets rather than the big sets with more minions? Rather than the big sets with more minifigures bundled in, which given the current financial standing, we're gonna need it. Following that, we have Kylo Ren's Shuttle Microfighter, in which we could find, well gee, I wonder who. Oh boy, I hope it's Kylo Ren. It's just my bank statement. This set is priced at $30.81, and with that, ends my knowledge of the sequel trilogy list of characters. I'm not the biggest fan of Star Wars, and never bothered checking out the sequel trilogy because, well, come on.
Somehow Palpatine returns.
So how about we take a look at something more familiar and more cemented in pop culture, the original trilogy. First up, we have the Dagobah Jedi Training Diorama, selling for $81.12. Here, we can find Luke Skywalker, specifically when he's going under Jedi training with Yoda. And unfortunately, backblings do not count for this list, so we cannot add the hilarious Yoda backbling into this collection. Next, we have a set that actually gives us more than one minifig for a change. That set being the Death Star Escape, selling for $42.96. Here we can find Luke Skywalker, Princess Leia, and an Imperial Stormtrooper. Now you might be thinking, Death Star mentioned, why not buy the full Death Star set that gives you 19 minifigs? Well, the answer is quite simple. This f***ing guy, Betrayal at Cloud City, a set selling for what? Has this one specific minifigure of Lando Calrissian. The only one to have this specific minifigure, to be exact. Well, hey, it's not all lost. At least there's plenty of other minifigs in here that we can add to our collection, such as Chewbacca, Darth Vader, another Stormtrooper, and... Oh, that's it. Huh. You know, if this specific Lando wasn't in this specific set, it would have been much more cost efficient to find the other two minifigs in other sets. It is what it is, though. Moving on from the actual nightmare cost of that set, we now have the Millennium Falcon Microfighter, selling for a very nice $11.63, in which we can find Han Solo. Wrapping up the original trilogy, we have Boba Fett's Starship, which actually comes from the Mandalorian subset. This set is priced at $38.06 and comes with the titular Boba Fett. Now, the Mandalorian is in this set, but the minifig included is slightly different from the one in LEGO Fortnite, which is when we quickly pivot to the rest of the Mandalorian sets. This next one being the Razor Crest, retailing at why are these so expensive? This set comes with the Mandalorian minifig we need, and again, back blings aren't included, so this thing won't be coming along for the ride. Moving on, we have the Imperial Light Cruiser, selling for $167.16. I'm not even phased anymore, man. In which we can find Moff Gideon, played by... holy shit, and Fennec Shand. Next up, I want to talk about Obi-Wan Kenobi, specifically from his standalone show. Here we have Obi-Wan Kenobi vs Darth Vader, priced at $31.29. Here we can find Obi-Wan, and the set itself depicts the battle scene in the show. Moving on, let's take a look at the Clone Wars saga. First up, we have the Jedi Interceptor, priced at $73.51. Here, we can find Anakin Skywalker. This minifig is slightly different from the LEGO Fortnite version since the face print has an added element on it, but the torso and legs are one-to-one with the LEGO Fortnite version, so it's fine. Following that, we have the Republic Gunship, priced at $471.91. Yep. Here we can find Padme and two clone troopers, in which are an entirely different can of worms we have yet to open up. Something funny about the LEGO Fortnite version of Padme is that the design used in-game clearly used this minifig as a reference and simply covered up her tummy. Can't have any of that showing now, this is a kid's game. Can't even add Venom because he's too scary and wait. Next up, we have the Sith Infiltrator Microfighter, priced at $27.37, in which we can find Darth Maul. The next set we'll cover is Ahsoka Tano's T6 Jedi Shuttle, retailing at $79.99. Who resides in this set? Take a guess. That's right, it's the scary Ahsoka Tano from the older sets where they tried too hard to keep the show designs. But really, this Ahsoka Tano is from her appearance in her spin-off show. Now, all of the prequel series characters are accounted for, so let's go over all 6 individual Clone Trooper skins that were added in the first proper mini-pass in Fortnite. Leading the pack, we have the regular old Clone Trooper, found in the Clone Turbo Tank set, priced at $54.64. For all you OGs out there, you might remember this specific set mentioned when I said these sets can go for pretty outrageous prices, even for the small things. Because tell me why this 96 piece even crosses $50. Following that, we have the Bark Speeder Escape, in which we could find not one, but 2 501st Troopers. Hey! I said you can't come along for the ride! Next up, we have the Republic AV-7 Anti-Vehicle Cannon, god that's a mouthful, selling for $290.02. Here we can find another pair of Wolfpack Troopers. Next up, the Clone Trooper and Battle Droid Battle Pack, retailing at $29.99. Here, we can only find just one Coruscant Guard minifig. Sorry buddy. Nearing the end, we have 332nd Ahsoka's Clone Trooper Battle Pack, retailing at $19.99. This set only comes with Ahsoka's Clone Troopers, a whole 4 in total. Finally, wrapping up every Clone Trooper available in Fortnite, we have the 212th Battalion Trooper, found in yet another themed LEGO Advent Calendar, this one being from 2023. This set is priced at $25.17, and admittedly, I think I've seen better themed Advent Calendars from the Star Wars line before. Like, all this set has is that somehow Palpatine returned, to put on a Christmas sweater. At least we can get our final Clone Trooper from this set. Now that we've reached the end of the Clone Wars / prequel trilogy section, let's wrap up Star Wars as a whole by covering the stragglers. First up, we have the Imperial Trooper Battle Pack, priced at $49. Here, we can find the AWR Trooper, a whole 2 of them in fact. Finally, we reached the last set we need, that being the Resistance Y-Wing Microfighter, selling for $15.69, in which we find Zori Bliss. And unlike the previous entry in the series, we actually don't have a surprise minifig that costs thousands of dollars. So with that, you now have every Star Wars series LEGO Fortnite minifig in physical form. With the Star Wars section completed, we now enter the segment in which I talk about the various other Fortnite collabs that have minifigs in LEGO Fortnite. Considering that I've talked about 2 IPs owned by Disney already, why don't we get a majority of the Disney skins out of the way? And I say majority because just like real life, Disney has a stranglehold on this game, and evidently has tons of skins to choose from. Let's get started with something simple. That's right, more blind bags! Yeah, I love gambling! Woo! LEGO came out with not 1, not 2, but 3 whole CMF series blind bags solely dedicated to Disney characters. Within these 3 waves, we can find 7 playable minifigs in LEGO Fortnite, which once again means we'll be compiling the total of all 3 boxes for our maximum odds. In the first wave, released in 2016, we can find Captain Hook and Mr. Incredible. Now Maleficent can be found in these bags, who also has a LEGO Fortnite minifig, but the problem from the last entry still resides. She has the brick robe piece, and not the standard minifig legs unlike her LEGO Fortnite counterpart, so unfortunately she is ineligible of being added to this list. Moving on, we have Wave 2 of the Disney series, being released in 2019. Here we can find Sally, Jack Skellington, and Frozone. The funny thing about Jack Skellington in particular is that this isn't the only minifig he has, as he can be found in the LEGO Ideas set about the film. The only difference, however, is that similarly to his on-screen appearance, he's a very tall guy, using the taller minifig legs rather than the standard ones. Finally, the third wave of the Disney series is Disney 100, being released in 2023 to celebrate their 100th anniversary. This wave contains 2 minifigs we can find, those being Cruella de Vil and the newly added Baymax. I actually own the Cruella de Vil minifig, and it's actually the correct one this time, so it's not garbage. This Baymax does not have the same armor seen in the LEGO Fortnite minifig, but it's still Baymax. Now, for the totals of all 3 boxes. Here we go. Tallying them all up individually, we get another big number. Well, at least we can have our 7 minifigs and even more extra plastic, right? Now, I'm aware that I've skipped over a couple other notable minifigs, but frankly, I want to talk about something else other than Disney minifigs before we wrap up. So let's take a look at a different collab. They haven't been seen in a while, but Universal Monsters actually had a collab with Fortnite, with a seemingly bigger collab in the works. This trailer didn't really go anywhere, and frankly, I don't think it ever will. But at the very least, we can talk about 2 classic monsters that were added, those being Frankenstein's monster and the Mummy. With Frankenstein's monster having a very broad reach, there are several contenders for the spot, but I had settled on the one that was the cheapest set, that being the Crazy Scientist and his monster set, priced at $102.45. Yep, that was the cheapest. This set has the monster, and comes from the Monster Fighters line. Quick little tangent, but rediscovering this set really took me back, as I really loved this line as a kid. I know for a fact I had the werewolf set and a ghost set. I always wanted to collect the full line, but being a dumb kid and all, I never could. Well, at least now I can collect the LEGO minifigures. I guess that's where my life is now. It was a really cool line that I doubt LEGO would ever bring back, except for the Dracula minifig that they keep using for their Halloween promotions. But at least I got to see it again. Moving on, let's take a look at the Mummy, who can be found in this set. Oh boy, this looks like a really cool Egyptian tomb. I wonder what line this belongs in. Oh god damn it. I said I didn't want to talk about any more Disney stuff today. Here we have Escape from the Lost Tomb, retailing at $39.99, in which we can find both the Mummy and Indiana Jones in a cross of lines. At least I got to talk about Indiana Jones, as it fits with the original LEGO games, those being LEGO Star Wars, LEGO Indiana Jones, and I'm sure you know what's next. But with that, we end off our list for today. Tallying up the total covered in today's video, we come out with $4,219.33, which compared to the previous video, is actually about half of what it was then, which is really surprising. I guess it helps that there wasn't a $4,000 minifig in this entry. Adding the 2 totals together, plus the updates earlier, we have $13,465.34. Good lord! least we have one more entry ahead of us. Surely it can't get any worse, right? Right? In the next entry, we'll be taking a look at the DC series, and hopefully, the LEGO Fortnite minifigs will be updated so I don't have to completely redo my research again. But until then, my name's been Beefaroni, and I'll catch you in the next one.